Three. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to Shadows of Sorcery, session 39. We're getting up there in the numbers. Today, we are joined by our wonderful paladin, Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfie Oakwood.
Hello!
Who is currently eating, and I put them first because of that.
Fuck you.
Our charming rogue, Darren Moran, played by Lying in Bedmont.
Hello.
And our wise, if somewhat smelly, warlock, the librarian, as played by Zerian.
Where the fuck am I smelly now?
You just crawled through sewers! That's
Where the
why!
fuck would I crawl? You can walk! I still have prestidigitation, I can clean myself!
At any rate, who wants to do a quick recap?
Oh,
Who here can
goodness.
remember the last session?
In fairness, it was a month ago at minimum at this point.
Okay. We went through the sewers to try and get into the castle area. The High District, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Am I
Yes.
right? I hope I'm right. And then there was, because we are going all sneaky about it, because we're kind of fugitives, but no one's quite discovered that we're the fugitives yet. But as soon as they do, we're fucked. We also are trying to find this princess, and to do so, we're just gonna have a little mooch around the castle. And yeah, we traveled through the sewers to hopefully get there, and we fought some weird-ass monsters that lived in the sewers. They were mostly tentacly, a little bit sucky, and there was a big hole.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So, yeah, pretty much. Our intrepid party of adventurers decided that the best way to get into the High District would be to go through the sewers, as the various checkpoints had been locked off after varying events occurred, including the kidnapping of a princess and the murder of a state official. Yeah, fun times. And that brings us to where we are now. It is early morning outside the Pillars of Silk Inn, where you all stayed the night. And it's been a time. Ingvar is sitting a little morosely at the back of the group and not really interacting with anyone at the moment. The rest of you are standing on a street corner after having taken a decent night's rest at the Pillars of Silk, cleaned yourselves of general sewer stench, and are feeling a lot more refreshed. Your targets, as it stands, are finding the missing princess, and in Darren's case, breaking into the Royal Academy library, for reasons unknown.
That's not gonna happen tonight, probably. We'll just case the joint, probably.
That's what you said the last time you cased a joint.
Yes,
And
it
then
is.
immediately went in and
Okay.
did the thievery.
Rod promises he won't go in guns blazing. Not that I know what a gun is. Swords are swinging.
Swords are swinging?
I will not be sword a swinging. My swang will not swung.
Your swang?
That's my nickname for my sword.
No
Uh-huh.
swanging that thing.
I will
Okay.
swang no thang until it is time to swang my thang. Maybe we should use a code word, which is like a prod.
Why are you speaking like that?
I don't know. Well, I found someone in the Pillar of Silk had a really cool accent. I'm trying out, okay? I just feel like it could up my sex appeal.
Just inhabiting Gambit from the X-Men's body for a couple seconds.
I'm trying to figure out if you're actually referring to an accent I used or if you're just inventing one.
Inventing one because that was
Good,
Sophie Bean
because
silly.
I can't do any fucking accents, and I'm trying to...
Can you? Our next NPC, can they be yeehaw? Can they be a cowboy?
cannot do a Texan
Please,
accent to save
please.
my life.
Please.
It's not
It's
happening.
gonna be a princess. It's gonna be a fucking bio accent for the princess.
Yeehaw.
God, no. I don't want to offend, like, an entire subsection of people.
That's just one state. You'll be fine.
Anyway. The four of you gather outside the Pillars of Silk. It's early morning, around about 10, 11 a.m. I guess that's not really early morning. It's around 10 to 11 a.m. It's early morning for me, anyway. And it's early morning for the gods of this world, in the gods' opinions.
I like this.
For everyone else, we have slept in.
And yeah, you four gather at the crossroads and set forth your plans for the day. What are your plans for the day?
I'm gonna go read some books, right? Well, I'm gonna like pick up some feminist literature and then pose with it. But you guys can probably read it.
Oh, okay.
That like
why are we going
to the Royal Library?
I think the sewer fumes might have confused me a little bit.
Yes, darling. You were like, okay. Of course. Yeah, you did seem a bit wobbly down there. Everything's fine. We just went through the sewers to try and find a way into the High District / the Royal Castle place.
Okay.
Darren, help.
I
Why don't we just use the route we used last time, right?
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you want to go through the sewer fumes again, I think that might alert them to our presence. But the plan is, we get into the library, and then hopefully there is some documentation that can help us with the minor amount of magical explosive that's in my knapsack. You know, to find a more productive use to it than flattening the city.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Indeed.
That's the reason to go to the Royal Academy, because they probably have
And also to
Writing
save the
research.
princess.
and also that, yes.
I mean, that as well, I suppose.
Look, I swear, I think I know. In every library, there's a secret bookcase, and if you press the button of the book on the secret bookcase, you can go anywhere. Anywhere.
They're right, you know, that's standard.
There's a makeout room, there's a sneaky hole. That's not what I meant. There's obviously a passage directly to the princess's quarters. Duh. And there's also like a little wizard behind one of them. It's just how libraries are, especially royal ones. I know because I read books.
I mean, the last one is just called the reference desk. I don't think they'd take kindly to be called a little wizard, because that would normally be me.
It's Are you the little wizard? Wait, the Wandering Library, did that have little passages in it?
I mean, it has a passage to everywhere. It's simultaneously infinitely big and tall and small. It's like a little bit wibbly wobbly.
Was there ever like a bookcase where you pull out a book and then it swivels?
Yes,
Roll
that's
me
the swivel
an
bookcase.
intelligence check. Library.
Which one of us? Okay.
Did you say me or Sarah? Oh, sorry.
Library.
15.
15. You seem to recall, at one point, spending over 3 hours trying to pull a book from a shelf, only to eventually lean on it in despair and watch as the entire bookcase revolved.
Yes, there's rotating bookcases, and also apparently secret passages.
Fuck yeah!
For those of you that are unaware, I am referencing a very old D&D game that I ran once. Moving on.
To the library! Do-do-do-do!
Okay, let's go there, I guess.
Okay, so you guys are going to attempt to head to the Royal Academy Library. As noted in previous sessions, the Royal Academy Library is located in Skyray's Keep, which is the massive castle that sits in the center of the city. I'm gonna say there are a few different ways that you can try and get into the keep. But at the moment, it is very heavily guarded, and barely anyone is being allowed in, due to the fact that a princess has been kidnapped.
There could be a secret passage into the library? Does anyone here have really good blagging skills?
Hi. That's
Blagger.
literally my
I
entire career.
guess.
That's my entire adult life.
Okay. Darren. Can we use like a disguise kit on you to make you look well fancy so you can be let in?
I suppose that is a thing that could potentially be done. Do we have a disguise kit?
I think
I'm pretty good with a makeup brush.
And did we know what well-to-do looks like?
Yes,
on a dwarf?
I'm quite rich. I could make you look like a prominent member of the Callist Temple quite easily. You just need to gay it up a bit, you know?
Roll me an intelligence check, Prod.
No, why? He's so dumb. He's a
Do I
dumb
see
little
Prod
idiot.
struggling to come up with a plan?
Yes.
I
Well,
cast
it-
guidance. There you go, buddy.
Thank you. Where's my intelligence? Oh, she's a -1. 16 plus guidance, which is
1d4.
1d4. Eh. Oh, that's a
20.
20, baby!
Okay, dirty 20. You are relatively certain that you could dress Darren and disguise Darren as a member of either dwarven clergy or nobility. However, you are not certain that that nobility would extend to this area of the world.
Do we have a better idea, please? I'm so good at swords. I'm not good at thinking.
I think, Darren, don't you have the invisibility spell?
I do.
Well,
But that seems
doesn't-
counterproductive with just trying to, like, persuade people to just let us in. you
I
know,
mean,
being
if
transparent.
if it's only one person, it might have a little bit of an extra chance of getting in. But if it's three, it's kind of like a, you know. And I think we could get at least you and me invisible because I have this ring of twin spell.
And also, if it's dark, I could probably just slip through the shadows or whatever. I seem to have that ability now. No idea where
Oh
that's
yeah,
coming
Prod can
from.
teleport. What's up with that?
As a note, everybody, you have done a full long rest, so you should have all your HP and stuff back to full, as of last time. Just to make sure that you guys are fully aware of that.
Wasn't there some weird shit with my HP? No, I can't remember. It's probably nothing. No, it's fine. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we could do the invisibility route, or we could try and talk our way through. We're in the high district right now. We could also just go buy clothes. We have a little bit of pocket
True,
change.
we have a bit of spending money, but I don't think we necessarily have, like, upper crust spending money.
Bearing in mind it cost you like 5 gold each to spend the night at the inn.
Yeah.
You did
Well, we
pay for
might-
last time, but just to bear that in mind, it's not cheap in this area of the city.
I'm not saying I am okay with this, but I do have this, and I just hold up the stopwatch. And those shops and boutiques are quite small. So what if I just went in and borrowed some of the city's, you know, great wealth for a greater cause? We get some pretty little outfits.
Is there like a... Oh... Actually, no. Never mind. Prod completely does not care about stealing from small businesses. Go for it!
This isn't the high district. They're all like fucking way too rich. Like wives of lords.
I mean,
It's like those charity shops and like boutiques that like line the high streets that you just know are rich women.
Okay, Lucian, does
Mhm.
franchising exist in this world?
But we wouldn't get rich clothes from a franchise. They'd have to be from boutiques.
Yeah.
But if franchising exists,
You-
then that means if
you
franchising
have
doesn't exist, then
seen
that means every establishment is run by like one family, basically.
You have seen multiple locations for Ekron's Wonder Emporium, but it's always been the same shop interior. So you're unsure. is
I would
what
feel
I'll say.
bad about stealing from Ekron. They're gay.
Yes,
People
we
here are
must
probably
be
rich enough
allies.
to be gay as well.
Right,
Okay,
let's find
I-
a straight place and nick all the clothes from that.
Can I do a
Well, that's
perception
terrible
check to
fashion,
find the
building.
most, like, ugly high-tier fashion that we can find on the high street? Like, absolutely
I'll allow
abysmal, and
you
also...
We don't. No, because that'll draw attention to us in the bad way. Because then people will be
Oh,
staring
fine.
at us.
I was going to say, I'll allow you to do an investigation check to find a fashion store.
Okay, I'll do, like, an investigation to, like, find a high-end boutique, and then we can judge the owner based
Yeah.
on their merits, you know? And if they come up short, we rob them.
Exactly.
And that's the social contract, folks.
And if we save this princess, we'll get so much money so it doesn't even matter.
You can also just return them. I rolled a natural 20 plus 7, so 27 total.
Okay, that's pretty good. What are your clothing aims? Just in general. What are your clothing aims?
I feel like I would have a pretty good understanding of like what high-end, at least academic fashion looks like, so I would know like
Okay.
materials and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for
okay.
like gold linings, like maybe some nice fabrics like silk or what the fuck else
Okay.
is a good fabric. I'm too
Okay. Yeah. So you spend a little bit of time speaking to various somewhat relatively snooty-looking nobles that pass by, and your own clothing, your own attire has like silver filigree all the way through it, so you have a decent bit of pull in this sort of area, just by the way by what you wear. And you do look very academic, but you also look like you have a degree of wealth. Little bit stained, but the inn that you stayed at last night provided clothing cleaning services, so you have a decently well tailored assembly that isn't too bad looking. Eventually, you are directed to a small, it's not small. It's actually a relatively grand-looking building. It has large, heavy panes of glass in the windows, and there's like 4 of them out the front that have these mannequins behind them, each one displaying this wildly over-the-top sort of assembly of fashion, some of which looks relatively interesting and smooth and sleek and styled, and one of which looks like someone decided to tie a peacock feather skirt onto a flamingo, and it's a little confusing.
Mine.
You go in, and you are greeted by a jolly-looking fellow with a extensive handlebar mustache, who turns around to you and goes, "Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome. What can I do for you today?"
Jesus fucking Christ, where did you come from?
My friend, welcome to Gilderoy's! And he splays his arms out in this incredible fashion, and you can see he's wearing this stunning-looking golden dressing gown with sleeves that dip a good 3 feet. And he brings his arms out and he gestures to this, what is essentially a room that is clad in marble and fine teak and gold inlay, and everywhere you can see mannequins dressed in various fine fashions, and you start to notice actually that a few of these fashions do in fact just look like he draped a sheet over a mannequin and made it work. But it looks good, so who cares? And also, it has a price tag to match, and if someone's looking at the price tag, they're not really looking at the fashion that is attached to that price tag. They'll buy it just because it's expensive. That's how it works in the High District. And he goes, "My friend, welcome. What can I do for you today? Something tailored, something niche, something wildly over the top to amuse and amaze all your friends, perhaps? How about this little number?" And he strides to the side, sweeping you along, and he shows off this bright, velvety green dress that just flows off the mannequin in practiced waves. And he goes, "No, not to your taste. How about something a little more extravagant?" And he brings you over to this other area that has just rows and rows of fabric, and behind it, this large mannequin with this poofy, incredible-looking pantsuit that has a peacock feather hat, and you're starting to notice that peacock feathers seem to be forming a relatively large part of the decorations around here as well.
I'm gonna scoop. I'm gonna scoop those two and just quick huddle, heads together. This guy's so gay. We can't
rob him.
we can't rob him.
Wait.
We gotta be allies here.
Sir, Shopper, I don't know what your pronouns are.
Gilderoy, my friend.
Gilderoy. What's your thoughts on the lower classes?
What did you say?
What are your thoughts on the lower classes exactly? The lower town.
Oh, those poor unfortunates. If I could dress the world, well, I would, but I don't have enough funds for that.
Okay, they called people who are poor unfortunates. I feel like we're getting closer to the investments.
The investment, yes. What's something that... What's a question that you can ask someone that's like... tells you if they're an asshole or not?
How do you feel about
What are your feelings on Wizard Gate?
Are you an
Wizard
alpha?
Gate. Wizard Gate. Is that new pop band that they've been flying around down
Oh,
south?
fuck. He's an old fop. We can't do this.
You notice, I realize I haven't really described Gilderoy very well. As I said, he's wearing this large, basically golden bathrobe, right? And you notice that he's got this sort of purple shirt with a large white cravat that's just covered in lace down his front. And he's graying at the temples, and he's wearing these large heart-shaped spectacles that are rimmed in gold. And
You're stealing from Elton John.
and when he flashes his smile at you, you notice that 3 of his teeth are just golden, literally gilded, as his name suggests.
I mean... I want to fuck him. Dude, sounds wonderful.
Do you say this
Prod
out loud?
does not... No. Well, honestly, yeah. Actually, Prod says
Yeah?
that out loud.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
but
from
like,
a strapping
in like
young man
as a
like you, I'd
stage
take that
whisper.
proposition any day.
While they are flirting, can I casually take a look at, like, one of the price tags for these outfits to see what the general cost would be?
Sure. So you take a look around. What would you say is an outfit that would most catch your eye, realistically, here?
I mean, I'm probably a robes kind of person, you know?
Robes kind of person. Okay. You head deeper into this store, and you come to a display of like 3 different mannequins, and one of them has these lengthy midnight blue, almost black robes that are embroidered in gold. And you pull the fabric apart, and you notice that as you do, the fabric sort of glistens slightly, and the color shifts in hue from this midnight blue just to this deep jet black all over the entire thing. You take a look at the price tag, and it's a good, like, 150 gold for the robe, untailored. And you're relatively certain that tailoring it would cost a little bit on top of that as well. So yeah. It's like... It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
I'm sorry, Elton John. We have a princess to save. Which sure is a sentence that I can say.
Okay. Prod is thrilled that he's been flirted with, but also sees an absolute opportunity. He's an old man, but he's a horny old man. So Prod's going to like sort of be like, "Oh, what's this? Could it have an ab window?"
Okay.
Sort of tries to steer the.
Are you trying to persuade?
I think I'm trying to distract, so I don't know if that's persuade or not.
That's deception, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're trying to distract, it would be deception. If you're trying to seduce, it would be persuasion.
Hang on, for no reason, let me just look at some numbers. For no reason.
Like, don't look at the numbers, think of it this way. Do you want to seduce and fuck this old man?
Oh yeah, okay, it's
Persuasion it is.
Persuasion.
They're the same number anyway, I just had to check. Is there any way I can have advantage on this? Oh, my abs are out. Is that advantage?
Do I know that you're trying to do this?
Yeah.
It's very obvious. Guidance. You have guidance then.
Okay.
Yeah, you have... I would say he's spent enough of his life getting flirted with by hot young men for, like, discounts on fashion, that he's used to it, to a degree.
That's 11.
Okay.
Wait, I must have something.
Well,
I'm such a
guidance
sexy
don't
guy.
forget. Did you
That
roll-
was plus guidance.
That was plus guidance? I see. Okay.
I'll. Well, I don't have anything.
Okay, well...
I'll just like lead him over to some things and be like, oh yes, well, I really do need some. This pantsuit's delightful. Peacock feathers.
So,
I just wish there was a place for my abs to poke out.
okay, so Gilderoy sort of looks you up and down, your body language, the way... yeah. The way that you're kind of just gesturing to various things, the way you're displaying various parts of yourself to him. And he goes, well, I'm sure we could come to a deal. And he sort of flexes his eyebrows, if you will, at you. And sort of takes you by the arm, very gently, very gentlemanly. He pulls you by the arm, and he takes you through the shop, gesturing to various bits and pieces. And as you're walking, he goes, you know, I could always use a new model. Your figure is absolutely daring.
I'm so glad someone's noticed.
I made you an ab window in your armor, and this is how you treat me.
And he takes you through this room full of different fashions and goes, you know, I'm not often a person to give out, let's say, discounts on my premium attire, but if you were to do a little something for me, I'm sure that we could come to an arrangement. And he sort of gestures to various bits and pieces of fashion. You notice this gorgeous purple long jacket that, interestingly, is designed so that it buttons up to the top of the abs. Then it has this oval cutout right down the middle before it has an extra button that then brings it down into this large sort of curve. And it's in this really lovely purple with this green embroidery up the edges. And it is gorgeous.
Oh, darling. That's fantastic.
And there's a lot of fashion in this place.
Okay.
Not many customers, you notice. There's not that many customers here.
That's okay. It's been a wild time. So Prod's gonna distract. Whilst Prod's distracting, are you guys please create a heist sitch?
I mean, I can flip on the heist whenever we need it. I just need people to pick their clothes.
Oh.
Just like eye up an outfit and I'll swipe it.
So Prod sort of turns round like he's like, oh, this place is wonderful, and like gestures whilst facing away from Gilderoy. That one, that one with the hole.
Okay, so Prod's noted. Got it.
Darren?
Oh, but then he'd know.
I feel like I just went into a fugue state. Let me see.
You can pick any outfit you want. Queer it up. Queer it up.
I'm gonna try and pick out an outfit that would look appropriate for someone with whom I've had like experience in dwarven society of being like relatively high crust.
Okay.
Someone who looks important in dwarf culture, anyways.
Ooh.
But not like a specific role. Just
Ooh,
I
okay.
mean, you have a degree of knowledge about, like, this sort of thing. But the most important person that you've generally seen around would be your pop. shops.
Give or take.
Are you about to
There's-
dysphoria this poor dwarf?
Darren's bringing this one on himself.
No. Let's. Okay.
Okay, you
Oh,
know
it's gonna
a
go-
few like
like-
members of dwarven nobility, right?
Yeah.
And you also are fully aware that appearing in the attire of your own father would raise questions, considering.
Yeah.
Members of the High Council, generally speaking, their attire is a lot less formal. The way that most dwarves distinguish their hierarchy are via different medallions and general reputation and recognition. You eventually come through and find a relatively stylish looking sort of a jacket situation, but it's got metal pauldrons on the shoulders and like metal on the elbows as well, like this metal ribbing across the top of the arms, and like small bits of like metal that have been like gently sewn into various sections of this jacket. It's combined with this sort of relatively like cargo pants looking style trousers that look like you could store a dozen different things in them. The price on this item is pretty expensive, and you note small pieces of text state that the top two pockets are enchanted.
Enchanted with what?
It just says enchanted. It says it. Well, technically it says enchanted. Inquire at front desk.
Well, we're not going to be doing that.
As
Well,
you're walking,
I'm gonna see
Prod,
what kind of discount they can get before we
as
steal
you're
from this
walking,
guy.
Prod, Gilderoy is gesturing and talking, and eventually you tune back into what he's been saying, and he goes, "You know, it used to be a lot more lively around here. We used to have people pouring in from far and wide until that new shop just down in the Middle District came along. You know, all of this stuff is tailored to fit, you know, but, well, with the advent of that new fangled designs and all of those strange new instruments and, well, you can't get the help these days. But, you know, if someone were to say, stuff up the machinery a little bit, I could definitely see myself doing a bit more business."
Funny you say that.
Like, what's like, oh,
What was the address of this building again?
Oh, let me think. Middle District, Grange Row, number 6, I think. You can't miss it. It's this large old building. It's got this massive sign outside that they've enchanted to pop off and sparkle. And honestly, it's a bit garish if you ask me.
yeah.
Interesting.
And also, I've met the owner, darling, and he's a prick.
Oh, I know the type. So, if this, I don't know, shop was to have malfunctions, had a bit of spanner in the works,
Oh,
say-
I would pay handsomely to the person who managed that.
would you pay in 3 gorgeous garments of yours?
3
4 gorgeous garments.
gorgeous garments
4 gorgeous
I could
garments, I forgot.
manage with ease. And a 4th, just as a show of appreciation, I'm sure I could also manage.
Could we get a little waistcoat for the dragon as well?
You have a dragon? Now I've never tailored for that. I'd take that project on for free.
I'm so glad we came to a nothing. I'm so glad this is all seemingly working out.
This is fine. Right. Let's say. Okay, should we out of RP, should we ask for payment now or payment later? How much do you think
How
that's
about,
gonna
like,
work?
so, I mean,
You
we
get
can do this
tailoring.
real easy. Like, there's a very good solution here. If Darren casts invisibility on me, I can use my fucking magical tinkering thing to fuck up the machines real easy, I would think.
Okay.
And then we can come back.
So okay. What I'll do is I'll be like, darling, we want these outfits. We'll be back in what, 2 hours?
2 hours?
No, let's give us a bit
You
longer than
must
that.
have faith in your abilities. And as he says abilities, he sort of winks his eye a little bit.
You might actually have to show us on the map where it is, because we will get lost.
You know, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it very easily.
Oh, thank you, darling. I like your face.
Yeah, I have Gomez's maps on my index right here.
Oh, fuck yeah, I forgot about that! Alright. We put out the outfits. Let's yeet! Let's fuck up this tailor!
Just open fantasy Google Maps on my fucking tome.
Yeah, and let's make our way down there. Can we get, like, a pass back to the High District? If we book another night in the Silk
So
thingies.
what you found is that if you show the silk, the keys to your rooms at the Pillars of Silk, generally speaking, a guard won't look too closely at you.
Okay, so we'll
Because
just...
it's like, you're in the High District, you have reason to be in the High District, there must have been a reason for you to get in here in the first place. You know.
We still wanted.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, but we're wearing disguises, it's fine. It's fine. We're not that wanted. What were we wanted for?
We unwanted.
Murder, I think.
Of a poor person, we'll be fine.
No, not a poor person.
Why were we wanted? Lucian, help.
Let's see. Murder
we
of a
steal
state
them?
official, murder of a guard, theft, grand larceny, destruction of property. Few things.
Wait, which state official did we murder?
Gabriel Blackwood.
They don't know that we did
They're
that.
not part of the government. They're a lawyer.
So they had no clue that we did that. We got away
No,
with
they
that.
have no clue that you did that, but you are under investigation for grand larceny, theft, well, grand larceny is theft, but you get what I mean.
Stealing. We're being arrested for stealing.
Destruction
Here's a
of
question.
property, and under suspicion of murdering a city guard.
Okay. Should we
You can't tie
return?
that to me.
Should we return the ring of self-defenestration to the guy that we nicked it from originally?
Absolutely fucking not. That magistrate is a coward.
Okay.
Also, I could probably, like, look into disenchanting that at some point, rather than give it to someone else who might potentially misuse it for some random shit.
We could use it.
Like accessing the library. Since we've established that's a thing we can do with that.
Technically, yes, it means that we could, like, break the whole rule I have of only being in there for a limited time, but that might not be something we want to do right away.
Yeah. Like, somebody else could use it to break into the library. We
Yeah.
could
Oh, yeah.
probably be trusted in the library, but we should not go there.
Well, especially considering Asmodeus is packed with you, Zarya.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm owned by a devil again, I forgot.
We'll figure
What
it
do you
out.
mean again?
I forgot it last session as well. And then I just suddenly remembered, I was like, oh shit. Need to kill that guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So.
boy.
You guys head out of the High District, I assume.
Mhm.
we are trying not to be like stealthy, but we're just trying to be like inconspicuous,
Mm-hmm.
if that's anything. Just generally keeping
I
our.
will say this is going to be a low stakes deception roll. Just group
Okay.
deception.
Group deception.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, it's not that bad, I think. Let me check.
I'd prefer to persuade, but see if I can do.
Okay, that's an 18 for me.
That's a
Okay.
10.
Okay.
10 for me.
You. Yeah, you guys, like, it's low stakes. It's low stakes, but I should point out that the main sort of thing is a 10 to get past this. You all head out of the High District and down towards the Middle District and head along to the various streets that Gilderoy had pointed out to you. Eventually, you come to a stop in front of a relatively large building. Hold on, let me drag you all there. A relatively large building with what would equate to neon signs outside. That proclaims it as, well, well, yes. It proclaims the entire building as fuck, hold on. I need to get this right because it's
Which pun is it gonna be?
Going to fantasynamegenerator.com as we speak.
Mataland?
Manaland!
Shinra.
X goes. Idle. Horisons.
Top orc.
Dancing Umbrella Corp.
Anyway.
Cold topic. Damn it, we both went for that at the same time.
Actually, the place is called Blazing Subject, but you know.
Fucking God.
Presumably they have a stable subsidiary, which just deal is just
Blazing subject. Sorry,
saddles.
took me a minute.
Yeah, Blazing Subject.
Blazing subject.
The building is entitled Blazing Subject, and it is a big, old warehouse-like building that's had this large sign mounted over the front door. And you walk up to it. It is, and bear in mind, I am putting this together on the fly here because I wasn't expecting you guys to go fashion shopping today.
Sorry.
In fairness, neither were we.
Oh, you said we couldn't get in if we weren't looking fancy.
That's not what I said at all. That's what you guys said. I said nothing of the sort.
We can do theatre of the mind if you don't want to make a hot topic.
No, I'm gonna put together a little something for you guys to actually be able to see how big the area is. But yeah, so you guys walk into this large building, and there's a front desk, which looks, generally speaking, relatively industrial, and there's a bored-looking young man behind it, and you walk in, and there's like there's just racks and racks and racks of clothing, right? Jerkins, there's robes, there's all of this stuff, and it looks like fast fashion came to the medieval times.
Oh no.
It is bad, but it is also cheap. And you look around and you see this young man sitting at like the front desk, There's quite a few different people milling about. And you can also, in the background, hear the sounds of machinery. And you notice that, like, the shop itself is maybe a third of the entire building, which leads you to believe that the rest of the shop or the rest of the building is dedicated to actually, like, making this sort of clothing and stuff.
Sick. Yo, look at these chains! Guys, should I okay. Should I hide outside? Or can I just, like, browse? Because I know you two got a plan.
Do we?
Invisible, then I function up inside. I thought that was
Yeah.
the plan.
Okay, that's a relatively high
I mean,
spell
we
slot.
could both go invisible if you want, probably.
No, I don't think that. I don't think I'm up to that. I think it's one or none.
Okay.
Hey, We'll hide. Well, we
Also,
won't
there's-
hide. We'll just be in a cafe across the road.
There's
So-
not a whole ton you can do whilst it's on, because it really breaks concentration really quickly. So, when you're hacking stuff up, maybe be a bit on the gentler side. I don't know.
I mean, it's your concentration, not mine, probably, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Just be standing out here. Does it even have a range? I don't know anymore.
I mean, it's touch, but after that, actually, I don't think it does actually have a range. Huh. Note to self: we could probably do this extra dimensionally, as long as I can touch, as long as I touch you
What?
before you leave. Right. Okay. Gonna. Okay. Let me see.
I also have the time stopwatch as well, just in case.
Let's see. Mental's headspace of extreme terror, needing to hide. Hand on librarian's shoulder.
Okay, hiding in cafe across the road. / I don't know.
The librarian
Alfie's
winks
out.
out of existence for the
Prod's
time
out.
being.
Rod's not stealthy. That's fine.
Okay.
Just as I
Hey,
whiff out of
is it
existence.
dark enough in the? Okay, question: is it dark enough in blazing subject for my move through shadows to work?
You know they
This
have piss poor
place is
lighting,
lit
surely.
by spotlights.
So
like-
yes, absolutely, there are shadows.
There are
This
shadows
is
everywhere,
a
but
fucking Hollister.
it looks so bright, but there are shadows in, like, every corner.
Okay, Prod's gonna be just sort of skulking in a corner then, in case he's needed. Somewhere in the shadow, ready to go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I won't be seen by anybody. I'll make sure the goth boy's distracted. Be fine.
Okay. Hold on, let me get this, area built out. Okay, that's the basics of it, realistically speaking.
Cool,
it's-
store.
Yep,
yeah,
store
it's
shape.
store. It's store shape.
Store with table.
Yep, store with table.
Nice.
Checkout
I now know
counter.
everything.
Yeah, that'll have
Cool.
to do for now.
As I go into the store, can I do like magical tinkering on the sign if I can figure out what it is?
What
'Cause
are
it's
you
like a fucking
trying-
illusion, right? I want to change the anagram, or I like want to rearrange the letters so it just spells out stealing.
Okay. Sure. So you want to how? Okay, which letters are you trying to rearrange here?
The letters in Blazing Topic. You can rearrange
so
them
you
into
want to-
stealing because I put it through an anagram generator while you were going over this.
You wanna make it say stealing topic, right?
No, it's just stealing. I'm not
Okay.
rearranging all the letters. Some are getting thrown away. I'm not as good as like The
Okay.
Simpsons.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a
Arcana.
yeah, Arcana. Roll me Arcana.
That is a 15.
15. Okay. It takes a little bit of doing, manipulating illusion magic like this. But eventually you do get to a point where most of it says stealing. However, it doesn't just say stealing, because somehow you couldn't get rid of the other letters. So now it says stealing, and then there's just a jumble of letters at the end.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I rearranged the Hot Topic church board into this. Anyway, I entered... Oh, wait. Yeah, probably should have said this. I'm gonna flip on my Eldritch Sight and enter the store.
Okay. So you enter the store, and the first thing that you see, that you saw through what are essentially like glass pane doors, is the person behind the counter. A bored-looking young gnome. With a wispy beard, black bangs,
They're short
what
on the table.
looks-
This is going to be easy.
what looks to be like goth clothing. There's chains and belts across their entire thing, and they're just sort of leaning on the table, and they don't even look up when you come in. And like there's a number of patrons in here already, that are looking around. You see a few different people that are just sort of browsing through the area. Yeah, nobody really seems to be paying you all that much attention, honestly.
Grand. Do I see any of where this machinery might be, or does it look like it's through those double doors, maybe?
You see through the windows that are next to the double doors, and it looks like there's some large pieces of heavy machinery in the back.
Okay. I do like a whisper message to Darren, just like, I'm going into the back. If the assistant tries to go back, just cover for me, okay?
I'm going to nod discreetly. So
You can also reply to that just with a whisper as well.
Yes, but I don't want to be seen to be talking to myself.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway. Away.
Librarian, away. Alright, well, I
Okay.
guess I will attempt to nonchalantly browse at the moment, and if I see an employee go towards the doors, I'll
Oi.
try to draw their attention.
You're not through those doors yet.
I know, I just want to remember it.
In the middle of setting the scene. Give me a second.
Just having a peek through the windows, don't mind
I
me.
mean, you don't just
Is
have a Chaos
there
Fire
an
folder
alley-
with everything assembled already?
Is there an alley outside that's perhaps in darkness / shadow?
Yes. There is an
Okay.
alley around the side.
So Prod's gonna evidently walk out and then go into that shadowy place, just so if necessary, he can step back in using the shadow step, which I think is possible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, now I
it's-
know what's fucking in there, Lucian.
What?
Every single time you use one of the newer models, it alerts me saying you need to download this with a big picture.
Aww. Oh well. A lot of the newer
We're gonna ruin it
models...
for stream. They'll be a surprise for them.
Well, the stream can technically see it already. It's fine.
Okay.
But it's
Warning,
fine.
secret.
Look, I'm trying to do my best under very, very specific circumstances.
I know,
that I was
I'm just
not
letting you know.
expecting. It's fine. Next time around, I'll have all the models on the board. Hopefully.
Yeah. Or just tell us what packs to download, I guess, if that's a thing.
Well, it's not really packs to download. I've been going through a bunch of community-made models recently
okay.
to get things looking a bit better. Like, if you notice, around the city right now, all the guards are in red. whereas they
Yeah.
used to be in cyan. So yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, give me another little bit to get this finished up, and then we will be.
You want to
good
RP
go.
while they're doing that? Just like, oh yeah.
Um,
This ripped T-shirt that has my alchemical romanticism on it.
I hate you.
My alchemical romance.
My
I
alchemical
brought this
romance.
on myself. I know, but I hate you.
Oh,
Panic at the ballroom.
Panic at the Ballroom.
Don't you want to know how I keep casting Fireball?
I copy I copy Bibles, not playwrights.
Trying to think of more bands.
And then weirdly, there's just one that's Black Parade.
McLevitate.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna try and sneak
what's
through
next?
the doors to the rear of the factory, right?
Yes. Like kind of discreetly slip in as if it might have just been the wind.
It must have been the wind.
It was just the wind. Ooh.
Okay. All right. So you roll me a stealth check, since you are actually trying to sneak in now.
Do I get advantage since I'm invisible?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Okay, so where's my advantage? There's my advantage. Wow. Both tens.
Both tens. Okay.
Yep, so 10.
You are impressively mediocre.
I'm so average, guys. Look at me go.
Can you cast guidance on yourself?
Yeah, but I missed it.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Also, it might have done something to the stealth, so I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, if you cast anything while you're invisible, it'll break invisibility. Doesn't matter if someone else
Yeah, I
is
thought
concentrating
so.
on it.
Yeah, spell
okay.
ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Doesn't have to be an attack.
So
Doesn't have to be an
what
offense.
was your total stealth on that?
10. Just 10.
10. Okay. That gnome is not paying much attention. You slip through the doors unnoticed, save for the person who's standing right on the other side of them, who sort of looks around as the door opens, sort of looks up and looks about, and then just kind of shakes her head and looks back down at the notepad that she's been writing in.
What's she writing? What's she writing?
I
Is
look
it
over her
emailing
shoulder
it?
what she's writing.
She has a set of measurements on her clipboard that she's putting down, waist measurements, and then you watch as she sort of slots this clipboard into the side of a large machine, and the entire thing starts to sort of rumble before the side opens up and a large rack of clothing slides out the side that seems to have been tailored to those measurements.
I thought she was going to write emo poetry, but that's valid.
She's
so these
working.
seem to be like
Makes sense.
these seem to be like the main production machines in the factory from what I can see, right?
From what you can see from that angle, yes.
Okay, let me just enter a little bit further then and like get a wider view of the factory.
Okay, so you walk further into the factory. You turn a corner around these massive pieces of machinery, and there's like 4 of them in the factory itself that are just on that sort of section of the floor. Let me just do that and that so that I can actually see them properly. As you turn the corner, you see a relatively wealthy-looking man with a top knot, sort of just standing at the end of what looks to be a long assembly line. Except there's nothing really on the assembly line other than, like, 2 massive racks of tables with, like, cloth on them. In the middle of the room is this thing. With large scissors, sewing needles, thread, everything. This massive piece of automaton sewing machinery that is walking up and down this area, pulling different pieces of clothing together, sewing them, cutting them, putting them down, and picking them up and sorting them out. As most of the rest of the factory seems to be tailored around retailoring anything that this machine makes.
Okay, so it's a boss mob.
Sorry,
But for
lying stuff
fashion.
that they put in chat is so funny. Lincoln
I'm
Estate,
seeing
Emerald
it.
Day.
I'm
Where is
seeing it
this?
in Twitch chat. Lincoln
Yeah.
Estates, Emerald Day, Evervescent, and 9-foot pole.
God.
Which I'm not sure what that last one is referring to, I'm gonna be
9
honest.
inch
9-inch nails.
Oh, I see. I see. Now I understand.
Can we please call the guy in the top knot Harry Fashion?
I mean, you don't know his name, so...
Yeah.
Okay, it's Harry Fashion now, the big evil of fast fashion. Okay, so I'm thinking I probably won't be able to one-shot this dude.
No. Unless you have.
But I can sabotage these 4 machines to the side, I think. So that's what I'm going to focus on right now. Can I, like...
Does general sabotage constitute an attack?
I have magical tinkering, which isn't really like a... It's not like a sabotage thing. It doesn't let me just, like, do whatever I want, but it lets me, like, do specific actions and, like, add properties. And I feel like if this thing, like, takes in messages, I might be able to do something to, like, the readers. Because I can add, like, messages, like, recordings to things. Or, like, make images appear. Like, static
Okay.
visual effects. So what I'm thinking is, on the readers of these 4 machines, I want to, like, basically fuck up the readers by having, like, a permanent artifact keep appearing on the readings that fuck up the measurements consistently. So I want to add, like, an extra 0 to the waist measurement of every garment.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. If you're not... Okay, so you're not going for the thing that's creating the clothes, you're going for the things that are altering the clothes. Essentially.
Yes, because, like,
Okay.
essentially that will just ruin them all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no matter how good this cutter dude is, it's just gonna fuck up in the machine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Go... Give me an intelligence check to see if you can figure out how these machines actually analyze the measurements and, like, output stuff.
Yeah. That's a 13.
13. You're taking a look at this mechanism every time, like, someone opens the slot and puts in a clipboard, but you can't really get a good look at what's going on. And it doesn't quite click as to how it's working properly. Like, it's every time someone opens this slot. And you can't open it yourself because it doesn't open on its own. Right, it's pulled open, and there's always, like, someone going to and from these machines, doing various bits and pieces. Like, there's 3 different staff members that are going back and forth between different machines and pushing clothing to different parts of the building. And then there's this dude who's just kind of watching the big thing go back and forth. Occasionally you see him pull up this sort of arcane tablet-looking thing and input various controls before swiping back, and the thing powers down, and the automaton out there changes whatever it's doing. And
You know what? I just remembered I had in my inventory that might help out.
What?
All those green crystal marbles that we know are like horrendously powerful magical energy sources. What if
Well,
I
they're
just
not-
drop those into the reader? Well, not horrendously but powerful, but they're like magical batteries, and they'll probably make a bit of an explosion if I just jut them into a port on these machines.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got
Okay.
11 of those, so if I use like one for each of these reader things, and just kind of leave after I do that, let's see how it goes, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you can try. I'll need you to roll me a dexterity check to do so, unless you want to essentially blow your cover.
Nah, I want to try and do this still stealthy.
Okay. So yeah, roll me a dexterity check.
Okie dokie. 9.
9.
The answer
There's-
to whether or not I succeed as well.
There's a moment where you think you've got it. One of the assistants opens the drawer, slots in a clipboard, and you drop your marbles, 2 of them, into this machine. So subtract 2 of those from your character sheet.
Okay.
And then the slot closes. And for a second, you think you've gotten free. Until you realize, with growing dismay, that your long sleeves have caught in the slot of the mechanism.
Oh no.
Then you hear a buzzing. As
Oh bother.
you watch the slot glow and pulse, and the person who's next to you, who was putting his clipboard in, frowns a moment, goes to turn around to talk to the guy by the automaton, and then the whole machine flashes this bright green light and then explodes. I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, I just realized I did something weird.
Oh?
I've been rolling saving throws.
Interesting.
Anyway, it doesn't matter now. Saving throw for dexterity. Natural 1. But it's a 3.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh no. We're about to have a one-armed wizard.
I'll grow back, it's fine.
Well, you know.
I was gonna say
I have to bring in a custom
It's
explosion model.
There we go. The entire area just erupts in smoke. Not flame, just smoke. What was your dexterity saving throw, Zarian? Okay.
3.
3. Okay. You take...
Oh boy.
13 points of force damage as
Ooh, fun.
the explosion rips through the entire machine, and you watch as it kind of just bulges around the middle and then splinters outwards with crushing force. You see bits of vine and twisting, like, greenery go with it. And what you assume must have happened is the marbles detonated and then jammed up the interior of the machine, causing it to basically shatter inside. You actually see the remnants of an arcane core in the middle of the machine that have basically shattered. And yeah, you take 13 points of damage and are knocked back and prone. You are no longer invisible.
Oh boy.
Well, it's a weight off my mind.
You two,
literally.
Darren and Prod, you hear a massive explosion and watch
Ooh.
from outside and inside respectively as massive amounts of smoke start to billow up inside the building.
I start shouting fire and try to urge everyone to leave the building.
Yeah, roll me
Persuasion should not be
persuasion.
difficult.
Yeah, no, roll me persuasion in this instance.
I already have a plus 10. I get the distinct sensation I have an advantage because this feels like a reasonable course of action.
Mm-hmm.
As an 18.
18. You yell fire, and you point through the windows to the factory floor. Everyone in the building turns to you and looks at you, looks at the direction you're pointing, and start running out the doors, including the gnome desk attendant that you saw. Just looks behind them and goes, "Nah, I'm out."
Not paid
And
enough
they
for
just
this.
book it. They are long gone, like within like 30 seconds.
Okay.
You also see the door open, and several members of
Blast him
staff
and open it.
come out, coughing and hacking, as they do. You see the smoke start to pour out of the room as well.
Okay,
What are you guys doing?
I will grab the people coming out the door by the shoulder and just like kind of shove them in the direction of the exit, and I will quickly ask them, "Is there anyone else in there?"
One of them goes, I think Gareth is still in there, and Mr. Olfern. I think they're both still in there. And they walk out the door.
Okay, good. I've just established cover as a first responder, so in I go.
Okay.
Prod does a similar thing, but can you lift Prod up? He's on the floor, and I don't know how to lift him up. Thank you. He's gonna crash through what seems to be a fire exit and go, "Where's the fire? I'm a firefighter."
Okay.
He's got abs on show. He could be
Roll
a
me
firefighter.
strength. If you're trying to break down the door that you haven't checked whether is locked or not, roll me strength.
Rom, I will roll you strength. Don't you worry. I'm a strong boy. That's an 8.
You ram your shoulder into the door, and your first instinct is, ah! The door is like braced iron.
Oh.
It also opens out.
Shadow step into the area. If it's smoke, it should be fairly covered in darkness, and I can do my spooky little shadow step in there, right?
Yeah, you shadow step through the wall. The first thing you see is a massive automaton covered in blades, needles, and scissors. As well as the librarian lying dazed on the floor. What looks to be a person that has basically had their head broken open on a table, and a man in the shortest suit jacket you've ever seen, just staring at the smoke cloud.
If I still have enough time, can I run and scoop the unconscious people up and firefighter style over both shoulders running out?
The librarian is unconscious. The other dude
That
is
was prone.
dead.
Oh, maybe
Well,
not him then.
Yeah, no. The
We
librarian
still
is
have to
prone.
bury him.
The librarian is prone. The member of staff that was standing next to the machine had like 5 HP. And is very dead.
Well, that's their
Like his
problem.
head smacked against the table, and there's blood. There's a lot of blood. You notice that the man in the really short suit jacket has just caught sight of that and is heaving.
Well, I'll scoop him up then, and my dead friend, and be like, "I'm a firefighter!" Just yell
Okay.
that, running out. Is that okay?
Yeah, roll me another strength check.
Okay, come on,
To
boy.
carry
You're still-
2 people over your shoulders.
I am an orc. I am strong as hell. My strength is 18. Please understand that.
I know.
And do I have any... Also, I have an aura of protection, so if anyone who I'm scooping up is making saving throws, they do that with advantage. No, with a plus... 1. Okay, strength. I'm a strong boy. Normal
Actually,
roll.
is this person still making saving throws, or did they instantly die?
They took like 3 times the amount of damage that they could have.
So they took more than a full blast? Because I took full because I failed my dex, right, which is 13.
They failed their dex, right? And they're a civilian. They had 5 HP, and they took 15 damage. They are dead. They're not adventurers. They're not even guards. They're civilians.
That was a 14, by the way.
14 on strength? Okay. You pick up Librarian on one shoulder. The moment your arm comes into contact with Top Knot Man, you hear this. And the massive mechanical creature starts lumbering towards you. Its massive eye has turned bright red.
That's not good.
Oh, great.
Okay.
We were just trying to go to a library.
I fling the librarian and try and push Top Knot Man towards an exit and draw my sword. Because I believe, like, to push someone is an action. But can I also draw my sword? That would be cool. I assume we're in initiative.
I would like you all to roll initiative now, yes.
Oh boy.
18.
18. Okay.
5.
5.
13.
I was
13.
carrying someone.
Okay. Alright. Librarian, you're up first.
Okay, I'll use half my movement to no longer be prone.
Mm-hmm.
And for my action, how far away am I? 33, so probably not that great. I think I still have how much movement? 13, 15? Okay. To check something really quick. Has it not used it in a while? Okay, I know what my action's gonna be. I will use my twin spell ring and distant spell meta magic to do inflict wounds.
Okay.
At level 4.
That's a melee spell attack, I believe.
Yep, with distance spell it goes to 30 feet. And I'm
Okay.
15 feet away when I move closer. Actually, I don't
Alright.
even need to move that much closer, I'll just move 5 feet closer. Cool. Let me just double check this, yep. That is a 21 to hit.
Okay. That will hit. Yeah, that'll hit. Just about.
Okay, so that is 13 damage plus 18 damage times 2. I think, unless I roll both of them for Twin Spell, I think I might need to roll both of them for Twin Spell.
Well, yeah, you need to roll both of them twin spell. Because it's 2 attacks, technically.
Ah, okay. The second one does not hit, that's a 12 to hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Okay, so that is an 18 plus a 13, so 21 plus 10, 31 damage.
31 points of damage. Not bad.
Oh.
Okay. Next up is the Gearkeeper. Which is gonna lumber towards... Actually, you would be about here, Prod. Because you went to grab both of these people. The Gatekeeper is going to lumber towards you because in its mind you touched the tech bro that made it. It wants to kill you.
Must defend, daddy.
Exactly, basically. And it is going to attempt to stab you.
That's so great.
Twice.
Oh. That's fine.
With a 12 and a... Well, that's a 14 and an 18 total.
Well, both of those ping off my armor because I'm fucking hench.
Okay. You... these massive needles just sort of come down out of the air and clang off the darkened metal of your armor. Darren, you're up next.
Okay, this is taking such a turn. Let's see, how far away am I? Oh, I'm a ways. Okay, guess I move my movements, and I am not in a position to do anything unless I move again, but if I move again, I'm definitely going to be worried about that Gearkeeper.
You have a throwing knife.
I have a throwing knife. I feel like it's going to bounce off the thing, knowing my luck, but... Let's see, what do I have? What do I have? Oh, I really don't have much, do I? Ugh. Okay, right, well, I guess I will throw the returning dagger at it.
Okay, roll me an attack.
24.
24, that will hit.
Okay. It is only 1d6 plus 2, so unfortunately I'm not on your level, Librarian. And it's 4. Hello? Oh,
Sorry, Elfie sent me a message and I need to...
for a second I thought you froze.
Yeah, I froze because Elfie said they were going to send me a kettle.
What? His whole thing is... Sorry, the whole thing
What?
is tea.
What self-respecting English person doesn't have a kettle?
Apparently me.
Gods.
There we go. There you go, Elfie.
Thank you.
Okay. So, what was the damage? Sorry, lying. I'm
4.
here, I promise.
170.
Exactly. One
Yeah.
hit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, give me the actual damage.
4. It's actually 4.
4, okay. 4 points of damage. Okay. The blade kind of glances off the gearkeeper. It doesn't seem to do much, but then again, it's a very big metal ball, so.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Next up, Prod.
Hello. I will. Does anyone look like they're in danger? Like, actually, apart from the
Us.
guy who's dead.
If it wasn't for the fact that Top Knot Dude is essentially just retching on the ground at the sight of blood, and doesn't seem to give a fuck about the giant mechanical thing that is apparently coming to protect him from you, you're all in danger.
Okay.
You're all in danger.
Fantastic. Oh. I'm going to shout at Top Knot Guy, turn it off! And then hit the thing with my sword. My cool
Okay.
necrotic sword.
Roll me an attack.
Two-handed. I will.
Cool necrotic sword that's definitely not cursed.
No.
Well,
What?
surprisingly, that sword isn't cursed, actually.
That sword isn't, you say.
How do I?
That sword isn't.
Hang on. 2, 3. Ooh. Spadoosh. 6 plus 8. Which is a number. 16? No.
16 does not
14!
hit.
14 sorry.
does not hit.
Is it to hit? No, that's damage. Oh god, I'm so dumb. Hang on, sorry. That was
You've
damage.
been playing
That
a
wasn't
himbo
to
for
hit.
so long. You've actually become airheaded.
No, honey, I play dumb characters for a reason. Right, my attack is plus 8. Sorry. Right,
Okay.
that wasn't my attack. Okay, my attack was 20. Does that hit?
Yes, that will just barely hit.
Fantastic. Alright. Then, the damage would be 14, which I calculated.
Okay. So yeah, 14 points of damage to the Gearkeeper.
8 is necrotic if it's...
Doesn't make a
14.
difference here.
Nope, okay.
Okay, anything else?
I'm gonna hit it again, because I have 2 attack. I forgot about that. I
Okay.
have extra attack. I'm gonna hit it again. And that's a 26.
26 will hit.
And then 1, 2, 3. Ka-chow! 13 plus 8 is 21, I want to say? Yeah, 21. 21 damage.
Huh. 21 points of damage. Okay.
Anyone wants to cast Fireball on any of the machines? I feel like that would make...
They're made of metal, though.
Librarian,
There's
you're up
no-
next. Unless you have anything else to do, Prod?
Nope.
Nope.
I think the librarian, after like doing the initial just wham bam combo, takes a sec to see that people are dead, and there's fire.
Well, there's not fire, there's smoke. There's a lot of smoke.
When there's an explosion, presumably there's a little bit of fire.
It's mostly like the smoke is pouring out of the broken arcane core that is inside the machine. The explosion mainly sent shrapnel everywhere. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well there's like a destruction and there's dead bodies, and that kind of, hits a few keys for him.
Yeah, there's a dead body.
So,
Kind of your fault.
yeah. I'm gonna do summon Library Guardian.
Oh, okay. Which one are you summoning?
I think there's only one properly finished from looking at the listing, so I'm gonna do the Bruiser.
Okay. Bruiser it is. You all watch as the librarian sort of takes a few steps back, splays their hands out, and conjures this large alchemical symbol in the air. This massive golden set of rings before pushing outwards, and a large golden portal appears. Stepping from this portal, a Titan of epic proportions steps forwards. A massive golem with heavy metal plating steps out of this portal and onto the battlefield. Librarian, how much health does he have?
Just 60, because that's a 4th level slot. I don't have access to anything else.
Okay, so 60 points of health. I believe he takes his turn directly after you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else?
I would like to move them in front of me and Prod as much as they can, so they can do the full cover counting thing. And I would like to... I think the action is... yeah. I would like to do a grapple on the big boy.
A grapple. Okay.
Yeah.
So, they step forward into this area. Let's see. Grapple. Target must make a dexterity saving throw against the bruiser's strength. On failure, target becomes grappled. Hit 1d4 bludgeoning damage per turn being grappled. Okay. Roll. I need to roll a dex saving throw. That is a nat 1. Yeah.
Get grappled, baby!
He's grappled. He's grappled. You all watch as this massive construct with no head, I should point out, steps forward. These large mitts for hands, basically like it's wearing boxing gloves, but they're made of metal, steps forward, charges this massive golem construct, the Gearkeeper, slams a fist down, pushes another one around, and grabs at its legs, and now has the thing grappled. Roll me a d4 for bludgeoning damage, librarian.
Yay, bludgeoning. 4.
Okay, 4 points of damage. Yeah. So it is now grappled. It cannot move. Is there anything else that the construct is going to do, librarian?
Wait, can I do this while it's grappled? That would be kind of fun. Can I use a reaction to immobilize its body? For the immovable object trait?
The reaction has to be on an enemy creature's turn. Or
Okay, so it has to
on
be
another
knockback kind of stuff.
It has
Okay.
to be on another creature's turn. So you can use the reaction whenever you like, but it can't be on the bruiser's turn, essentially.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's all they can do then.
Okay. Next up, the Gearkeeper, who has been suddenly immobilized by this massive construct that has appeared out of thin air and is going to try and, well, rip that construct apart. So it is going to attempt to Stitch, which is a series of 3 attacks on the construct. That's a... that is a 7, a 16, and a 8. Do any of those hit?
Sorry, what was the first one?
7, 16, and 8.
He's 16 hits.
16 hits. So one of these massive needles that has this long length of thread behind it spears into the Guardian Construct's brain. It takes 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, Darren, you're up.
I'm feeling a little superfluous here. I'm gonna try and just, like, get the body ahead of me out for the time being. I
Okay.
think I could maybe
you-
try and get behind the Gearkeeper, but really I think it's going to just one-hit me.
So you're gonna drag the corpse that got basically one shot and then some by the explosion out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna move 15 back, I think that'll be. Or am I moving
Okay.
it the whole movement?
Well, it's up to you, but
Okay, well, I will move it. I'll move that to the door.
okay.
I guess I'll take my position back with the rest of my move.
I'll allow that just for this because it's the distance isn't that far.
Yeah, it's pretty good either way.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, and I will bonus action my dagger back.
Okay, so you recall your dagger back to your hand.
Does it get a chance to hit the Gearkeeper on its way back, or is it just coming back to me?
It's already hit the Gearkeeper, so no. If it had gone past the Gearkeeper, it would have, but it didn't.
Gotcha.
Prod, you're up next.
Sick. Prod is going to... Can you cast... Okay, can you use a necrotic sword and also use divine smite at the same time? Because I know necrotic and divine are kind of opposites.
Yeah,
Is that
you
allowed?
can. You
Okay.
can do that. It might have some weird repercussions later on, but you can.
Prod's not that smart to think about later. Okay. I'll hit it twice with my sword. And be using divine smite at the same time, which will give an extra 2d8 damage. So
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Roll me attacks.
I'm rolling on a river. That's a 26.
That'll hit.
And that's a 21.
That'll hit
just-
as well.
Okay, those are the 2 attacks, and the damage would be... Wait, I'm gonna do it all at once because I'm feeling very sexy. That would be 66 plus 2...
16.
66 plus 2d8. No,
Oh, no,
wait.
it's
plus
66
4d8.
plus... No, it's 66 plus 8 plus 8.
Yeah. Plus 8 plus 8. Plus, because they're both divine smite, plus 4d8 in total on top of that.
Okay. So
So
roll
that's
it.
fun. Hang on. Sploosh! Oh, that's so sexy. That's 39 plus 16. What's 39 plus
49 plus 6, which is 54. 55?
55 damage.
55 damage. Not bad.
I love
That's
being attacked.
pretty good. 55 points of damage. You bring the necrotic sword down across the front of this thing. You catch it in its eye twice over. Stab! Stab! It reels back slightly and it looks pissed. But it looks pretty damaged.
Yay! Oh, I should have probably gone into rage.
Yeah, you can do that now, can't you?
And
Oh,
that's yeah, that can be a bonus action, right? So as a
It
bonus
can be a
action, I
bonus
can rage?
action, but like you can't apply it after the fact, realistically speaking.
Oh, I'm not going to apply it to my current attack, but
Yeah.
I can. I'll just go. Oh wait, I should be angry about this. Rah! I'm a firefighter.
Most absent-minded barbarian paladin ever. Librarian.
Barbarian.
You're up.
Okay, let's see. I guess I will just Eldritch Blast the
Eldritch
big
Blast.
big fabric boy, yeah.
The
Kinda
what?
used all my spells. The big fabric boy.
Fabric. Okay. Did you hear what I thought?
I heard
no.
big fag boy, so you know.
Big fag.
A little bit confused.
God. Amazing. Anyway, Eldritch Blast. Okay, 18 for the first one.
Does not hit.
Blast.
Wow, this guy's beefy. Okay, 14 for the second one also does not hit, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay, that's my action turn. I'm gonna move on to my golem action. I slam.
You slam. All right. Roll me an attack.
Okay, let me check what it is. I think it's roll 1d20 and add the bruiser's strength. Yep, okay. So that is a nat 20 plus
It's a nat 20.
4.
It's-
24. It also crits.
Yeah. So roll me 2d10 plus 4 plus... no, roll me 1d10 plus 4 plus 1d8 and then double all of it.
So that is a 9 doubled, an 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an 18 damage on them.
18 points of damage. Nice. It's looking pretty beaten up at this point. And I will note, Top Knot Dude has just passed out on the floor at this point. He had people shouting at him, there was blood, there was smoke. He might be suffering from smoke inhalation a little bit at this point. He's not having a good day. Okay.
Let him die.
I think
Next
I've
up.
already killed enough people today.
I mean, like, you'll
Is-
probably tell on us.
I just wanted to sabotage, and I killed an innocent sweatshop worker.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord!
The Gearkeeper is gonna again try and dislodge itself from the Guardian, and is gonna roll for that. Ace does not, just doesn't. But it's also going to attempt to stab it with a 19 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Okay. So the stab. 2d8. That is 8 points of damage. Got that
Okay.
written down? Okay.
Yep, I'm tracking its AC and HP in a Word doc.
Darren, you're up.
Okay, let's see, what am I gonna do for this? Once again, I feel totally irrelevant. I guess I'll move behind it. And
Okay.
Sneak attack.
sneak attack.
And sneak attack. Okay. Roll me
Right,
sneak
plus
attack.
7. Lump. That is a 22.
That'll hit.
Yippee! Okay, so that is 1d6 plus 2 plus my sneak attack, which is 5d6. So that is 76 plus 2 total.
My god.
This is the one thing I do well!
No, it's fair. It's fair.
I feel irrelevant. The rogue has not sneak attacked yet and got the exact same damage from my fucking twin spell.
31.
31 points of
I
damage.
jam it
What's
in
your
something that looks
play?
important.
What's your play?
Okay, looking behind the thing, I see like I see like a piston that's like moving back and forth, and I jam it, and the oil just like spurts out of it like it's like I've hit a vital wound.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't think you hit a vital wound with that kind of description.
You take your blade, slide it up into the piston casing, twist, and you watch as the whole thing shatters. The back leg of this automaton breaks apart. One of the piston cables whiplashes into the inner casing. You hear clanging and smashing. You suddenly hear a crunch as the inner mechanisms, the power source of this entire construct shatters. You watch as, for a moment, it's slowly still trying to stab at the Guardian construct that is holding it, before suddenly its movements become jerkier and jerkier until eventually it just kind of stops and then starts to fall backwards. You step to the side elegantly as the entire thing just thunders to the ground. Congratulations, everybody.
Eee.
Okay, but we are still in a burning building.
It is not burning, it is just filled with smoke.
Oh,
Someone set a fire to this place. I'll get this guy out. I pick up the guy who's passed out. I just shove him outside.
Just shove him out the back door.
Yeah, I'll leave him in the alleyway. He'll be fine.
Yeah, you go to the back door and you push it open. It wasn't locked. It was just a pull door from the outside. Yeah. You just sort of push his unconscious body out into the alleyway. And yeah. The Gearkeeper construct is lying, leaking oil on the floor. The machine that is emitting smoke is just slowly petering out. This place is kind of wrecked.
Someone set a fire.
Just do?
Does anyone have the ability to set fire to just this place in general?
not magically, I don't.
No, not. I mean, we could get some matches. I have some matches, but this is brick, and brick isn't very flammable.
Fair enough. Anyone got an
Also, there's
I
a
have
dead
a
man
toolbox,
right
that's
there
the
that we
thing.
probably shouldn't cremate without, at least telling the family what.
Fair enough. Let's go. I think we did the job.
Congratulations, team. You have completed the mission Corporate Sabotage.
Let's go back up to the High District now. And get our clothing.
I dispel the fucking construct, just so you know there's not a hulking thing walking behind us in the street.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you guys leave, you watch as the massive bruiser construct steps back through this large golden portal, and disappears.
Can I roll
Okay.
to spread rumors about how that happened because they weren't unionized? With like the fucking message thing, just whispering to random people on the street.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay. 25.
By the time you've left, you start hearing rumors circulate between passers-by pointing at the building, going, I heard that they had been running people ragged for months. And someone else goes, well, I think that they had a bunch of malfunctions that they've been covering up for years. This must have been the pinnacle of everything going wrong, And yeah, by the end of it, reputation seems a little tarnished. Beyond what it already was.
Anyone notice the stealing letters on the front either?
It's one of the things that has been leading up to these rumors. Is like, do you think they were stealing from their workers? Do you think they didn't pay them properly? And that's just a part of the rumor now that sort of spirals out into the world.
Well, gang, I've covered up the murder of yet another innocent.
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't seen coming into this building, so you probably should be careful leaving it.
Yeah, we're gonna leave out that back way that I came in.
Yeah,
and
you
we'll
you
go-
all
Well,
leave out the
you
back
do that. I
alley,
will charge out the front, coughing and spluttering.
and you eventually all meet up with Ingvar, who's just kind of been sitting at a cafe for like
Watching this.
yeah, just kind of watching this and going.
Does the dragon have a croissant?
The dragon's head
Wouldn't
is
forget.
kind of dipped in a cup of hot chocolate.
Oh. we got the dragon a puppuccino.
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute, the dragon can't eat chocolate. Oh no.
Okay.
No, puppuccinos are made for dogs. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, the four of you and a dragon head back up to the High District, I suppose. I realize that eventually I'm going to have to build Gilderoy's shop as well. Oy.
Yep.
Fine. If we just go in, go out, it'll be fine.
Other than a little bit smoke singed, or not even singed, just a little bit smoky. You smell a little bit like a smoky barbecue, except if the barbecue was oil. Not a pleasant smell, really.
Before we go into the fashion shop, can I just prestidigitation that out?
Yeah, it takes a few tries, but eventually you do figure out how to prestidigitation out the smell of slightly burnt oil.
I feel like Macbeth's
Can you do that?
wife here. Fucking Christ.
Can you do that for everybody? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to do that for everybody, because like, that's not a pleasant thing, especially with the very, very recent memories of me murdering a dude by accident.
Yeah, that's what you get for failing on the roll. I'm not gonna give you a it didn't work. I'm gonna give you it kind of worked, but also
I mean, it
fucked
wasn't even
something
just
up.
that. It was like, I got damage and I got an innocent killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the four of you stride back into Gilderoy's shop, and you notice that there's already a few more customers back in the shop. Word travels quickly in this city. And he looks up at you and says, 2 hours, I'm impressed. Darlings, come to Gilderoy. We have work to do. And you guys spend the next afternoon or so getting tailored up, as it were. I would like you each to describe the outfits that you have ended up with.
Mine will look sort of like Harvard professor, kind of well-to-do. I think. Like a nice vest and whatnot, like some like striped, black and dark gray kind of trousers, that kind of thing.
You've gone for university nerdcore. I see.
Basically, yes.
Right.
Someone who looks well-to-do and made up, and probably meant to be in the library.
Okay. Prod?
I've realized something. Okay. It's my armor.
Yeah.
I can't take it off.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna paper
So-
mache over it, it's fine.
Well,
Instead,
it's not a case that you can't take it off.
just that
You
it
can
reappears in
take
the
it
morning.
off. It's just that after a long rest, you'll find yourself wearing it again.
Which is very useful. Okay, so it's yeah. All right then. It's a purple sort of violet suit. It's got embroidery all up the sides of like flowers, and I go, oh. It's got an embroidered pair of abs on the lapel to complement the ab window, of
The
course.
full ab window that goes through both the suit jacket, the waistcoat, and the shirt as well. That's
Oh,
this
yes.
oval window that just goes through all 3 layers.
It's why my armor isn't 20. It's 19 because of the ab window. No. Sorry. The ab window, yeah. And it would be a full like pair of trousers or skirt or something, but Rod's got thighs that he needs to show off, so it's like a little velvet mini skirt. So he can flex his thighs at any point in time.
I was gonna suggest that like half suit trouser, half skirt situation. That
Oh yeah.
someone tried once. I've always wanted to wear one of those. Like half of it's suit trousers, and then the other half is just this long skirt that's over these like really short shorts.
That's kind of hot. Actually, that.
Yeah.
That. But it's all made of like rich velvet. Everything's got like little flowers on it. It's very Temple of Calist. It's very gay. Also, there's just a little bowler hat.
There's a tiny bowler hat on a hat band
Yes.
with a little bit of lace.
Yes, darling.
Yes. All right,
Oh, I've missed this.
librarian. What have you gone for?
I think like pretty much just a dress suit version of the librarian wear almost. Like it's still using those silver lining and like blue motifs, but like it's more just like a dress suit like you would go to dinner with instead of like, wizard robes.
Yeah, these are
there's
the
probably
formal
like
attires. Yeah.
there's maybe like one highlight of a different color though, of just like probably like a red flowered brooch or something that just might have caught their eye. Like maybe Guilfoyle just basically like presented them with a load of jewelry and like that just suddenly jumped out to them.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So you all put together your things. We'll get Lydia's outfit next session, I'm sure. But you all put together
A
these.
waistcoat for the dragon.
Yes, you do. Ingvar sort of points out a few fabrics. You end up with this lovely little red embroidered white waistcoat on the silver dragon. It does look kind of adorable.
We are gentlemen.
And you all have a varying amount of finery that you are now wearing. You all look, if not royalty, at the very least nobility. You, or at least very, very expensive adventurers. Like, you've done some jobs, you've killed some dragons.
Yes. Why, thank you, Gilderoy. You've been an absolute doll.
You're welcome, darlings. If you ever need my services again, don't hesitate to look me up. Or, well, if you want something else, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. He's laying on the silver fox thing. Relatively thick.
Yeah. Rod's buying it. That's good. Prod like twizzles his moustache, twizzles Gilderoy's moustache, and
the large
out.
handlebar moustache,
Yeah,
and the
twizzles it,
Elton
goes,
John
"See you later."
glasses,
Yeah,
the heart-shaped glasses, yeah.
beautiful.
With, I should mention, pink lenses.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, no. He's into it. He likes it. He likes the attention. He's very much an attention
He's a fashionista,
person.
of course he likes the attention.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Beautiful.
So, where are you guys going to go from here? You have your fashions?
Library. We're going library.
At
So you're
long
gonna
last, the library.
You're gonna head up to Skyray's Keep.
Yes.
Yep.
We're gonna
Okay.
knock on them doors, and we're gonna blag our way in as semi-royal nobility from a distant land.
So, the four of you stride up the large walkway that heads up to the front of Skyray's Keep. The massive castle that is located at the center of the city. And you get to a large drawbridge that looks to be maybe a good like 6 to 7 tons of like wood and metal that have just been constructed into this giant drawbridge. The drawbridge also has 2 massive gates behind it, and there are guards at almost every entry point. And one of them sort of walks up to you guys as you're walking towards the gate and sort of stands in front and says, "Halt! Who are you? What's your business here at the keep?"
I step forward and say, I'm a visiting lecturer. I'm interested in seeing what you have on stock in the library here.
You're a lecturer for the Royal Academy. What's your name? And he pulls out a list.
Oh boy. Right, I'm gonna have to get tricksy on this one. Right. How do I want to do this? Oh, do you think it's worth me using my last level 2 today on this guy?
I could also just minor illusion your name onto the list.
I think that would be a good shout.
Yeah, whatever name I say, put that on the list.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
Let's see, what's a good name for a professor?
Professor Hegelbaum.
No, you'd remember that. It's got to be a boring
Right.
name.
Let's see,
Colonel Mustard.
my name is Professor Ida Uranka.
Oh, okay. The guard sort of looks through the list before he alights on a name. Looks at you and goes, "I'm sorry, Professor Oranker. We seem to have already checked you in."
I minor illusion the same name but with a slightly different spelling at the bottom of the page.
Are you
And
suggesting that someone pretending to be me has already made their way past this gate?
he goes, "Actually, no, I'm very sorry, Professor. There's 2 professors with very similar names. Terribly
I doubt
sorry."
that
And he
very much.
pulls out a quill and sort of checks a small check next to the name that has been illusioned.
That's gonna look
and
real
says,
weird when it's blank later.
"Due to security policies, I'm afraid that we're going to have to search you due to recent events and your companions as well." And he gestures to the rest of you.
Royal consort.
Really? There is only so much I can deceive here.
Oh no, but that's one of the things that you can train to do in the Temple of Callist.
Oh boy. Oh
You
boy.
are wearing Callist embroidered outfits, and this is technically true. A royal,
are-
it's not the role of a royal consort, it's the role of a royal entertainer. However, these 2 things have a tendency to cross. Okay, I will say that you can roll me a deception check with advantage.
Yay! Thank you. Okay, come on, my dude. Come on, my dude. You're so deceiving. You're the biggest deceiver who's ever deceived. Come on. That's a nat 20, baby!
That's a nat 20!
Oh.
The guard sort of looks at you. His eyes drift down. Looks at the ab window. Looks back up at you. His face has gone beet red. He just kind of goes, "Right, we've been expecting you."
I think it would be best for everybody if you didn't check what I have in my bags.
Yes. I'm. Yes. That. Okay. Yes. And you, sir? And he gestures to the librarian.
Can I roll a wisdom save?
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a wisdom save.
Got a 16.
16. You feel a slight throbbing start at your temples. And for a moment, you're in a different place. And the floor under you isn't cobblestone but marble. And the gate in front of you isn't wood and iron, but gold and silver. And the guard in front of you is not wearing red, but he's wearing gold and white. And you look up, and you can feel dirt and grime on your face, and you're holding something in your arms. And next to the guard is a man in blue robes, and he looks at you. You can't make out what he's saying, and then suddenly you're back. And there's a slight pain at your temples.
Arcus McGobin.
Arcus.
Arcanthropologist.
Arcanthropology department.
Minor illusion.
Right, yes, I see. Lots of academics coming through today. Right. And I assume that these two are with you, what with the Arcanoanthropology, and he gestures to the dragon and Ingvar.
Exactly, yep.
Right, good. Yes, head on through, straight across the courtyard. Try to avoid speaking to the captain of the guard. He's not very happy at the moment. And he gestures you all through the gates of the castle. And I will quickly...
Stride with purpose. Look like you're meant to be here.
We squeezed our way in!
Do this.
We finally did it. We got in after all it took was the blood of the innocent and breaking into a sweatshop.
Look,
Let's be honest, every time we've done a quick mission, we've ended up killing somebody innocent.
It's always me killing the innocent, though.
Yeah, weird that.
well, look, it's just another soul for your soul list. It's fine.
Oh fuck! I need to check that off now.
How many more innocent souls do we need to get you?
It's like 1,000 or some bullshit. Let me check.
I thought it
Okay.
was 300.
Either way, a large ferry should suffice.
We
God,
just need to do
A
a bunch
large
of side
furry?
missions.
a large furry.
Ferry.
Oh, fairy.
No, it's furry
I
now.
see.
How
400
many people do you think
souls.
have been to a first of
Everyone
these
knows one furry soul is worth 400 others.
Okay, so you all head into the castle, and you watch, actually, as the large portcullises raise, you see these large cages that are filled with, like, purple energy flare up as they lower, and the portcullis raises. And you watch as there's a mage on the other side that is controlling this sort of purple flame, apparently increasing or decreasing the mass and density of the contents of these cages to lift the portcullises up and down, which is pretty interesting.
That's gravity magic.
Yeah, he's essentially using Dunamancy to increase the gravity of the things in these cages to lift the portcullis. So yeah, it's pretty interesting for you guys to see. And you enter into the courtyard, and it is this massive courtyard. There's soldiers left, right, and center. You can see there's fountains, there's stables, there's a training ground. You can see out on the eastern side of the keep this massive platform that looks like it's been built to speak to the city, and there's two massive mounted siege weapons at the side of the one on each side of the platform. There's statues, there's a lot of people running around trying to get things done by the looks of it. And you look towards the top, the keep itself, and you see a man in large, heavy robes standing next to a younger man and a very young girl. He's talking to various guards while these two stand beside him. From the descriptions you've gotten, Prod, the man in the middle is High Regent Lanfa Zegris. The younger man to his left is the prince. Oh, God, I closed my thing by accident. Yeah, so High Regent Lanfa Zegris. On his left is Prince Edric de Ferran, and on his right is Princess Eveline de Ferran. From what you can tell, there's guards all around them as well. Like, a good 15 guards just everywhere.
Okay, wasn't
In the
so?
area.
The princess.
Mm-hmm.
There were two princesses, weren't there?
There are
And
two
one of them's gone
princesses,
missing. Okay, so okay,
The
cool.
one
We're not gonna
who
walk
went
straight
missing
up.
was the older princess.
Yeah. I whisper to my fellow adventurers. Okay, so that's the regent, Zegris. That's the prince, Edric, and that's the princess Eveline. We're looking for the other princess. She'll probably look a bit like her. Also, fuck yeah.
Prod, how does it feel to be a 10 in a room full of, like, 7s in terms of, like, status?
Oh, I always feel like this.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wow.
sorry, Prod's an arsehole.
Going for the throat. Brilliant.
Okay, can we ask her? Okay, so we know there's other princess, not the princess we're looking for. She's presumably in a different castle.
Yes. We should
where-
probably put the dragon in the stable for now.
Where's the large green pipe? Also, they can just vanish them at will, can't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
so.
the dragon can come and go as Ingvar pleases. What do you mean by large green pipe?
Super
Mario.
Like
Oh.
Princess in Another Castle. Okay.
Should
Just put that
Yeah.
one to the side, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, things Lucian doesn't get.
Things that my brain
there
isn't wired to
signage?
get right now.
Is there signage towards the library?
It is literally across the other side of the courtyard. You were directed to it. It is this massive, what looks to have once been either a small church or a very large cathedral-like chapel. That has been apparently converted into the library for the Royal Academy.
Okay, I will march there with confidence and purpose.
Okay. So you all follow?
we'll follow. Is there a place to put our? No, actually, never mind. We've got pockets.
So as a note, due to your little deception, Prod, the guards forgot to search you all.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that, and I wasn't going to say anything in case you forgot.
No, I knew. I'm just making a point that you have not been searched because one of the guards got really fucking embarrassed.
Because I'm smart. We should. Yes. Let's go investigate. Let's go do the investigation thing of the library.
Okay, so you all head up the stairs to the library. The guards, little more lax here. They don't ask you for identification. They sort of open up the doors for you. Let me quickly open those doors for you, actually. There we go. Doors open. The guards sort of wave you through and let you in. with little to no fanfare. And the doors close behind you. You walk down the hall of this building, and
Okay, is that
you see
an index at the end?
there's a large book at the end of the hallway. You notice that there is someone standing in front of it. As you walk towards it, you watch as waves of energy start to emanate from them. Heavy, dense waves of energy that pulse as they pick up this book. There's a sudden scream. This figure is lit in bright light. A shockwave knocks books off a bunch of shelves. You all fall to the ground as you are clutching your ears as this scream emanates through the library. And that is where we're going to call it for the evening.
Well, that's dreadfully
Oh,
disrespectful
boy.
to the librarians.
Next time around, we will introduce Aluka's character, who is joining the sessions. But for now, we've been going for about 2.5 hours. I think this is a good point to call it after, a month's worth of not being around. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in chat. It's been wild. It's been fun. We're going to call it for the evening. I thank you all very much for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks' time on the 15th of May for our next session, wherein Aluka will be joining us. We will be back up to 5 party members in the group, which will be fun. For now, though, thank you all very much for joining us. We're going to go raid a TB Sliver, who's currently doing some Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. For those of you on the YouTube side, we're just going to disappear. But thank you all very much for joining us. Have a very good evening, everyone, and very good night. We shall see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bum, 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 bum.
Love you.
Woo.